What's up? What's going on? Why? Okay. So listen, what's going on that we get ready listening to right now? So a conversation is taking place with FOE. They're talking about Slim. They're talking about his condition, his health. Y'all know the panel is open, but I'm saying it's sensitive because they saying that the rate that he's going, they feel like he's getting ready to die. Like that's why I said it's gonna be sensitive. What y'all may hear might shake y'all up a little bit, but I felt like y'all need to hear this conversation in real time because we have people. What's good? Make sure y'all grab y'all heart me if it's inactive. Hey, Florida Shine. Yeah, yes. This is happening right now. So we live on air. We get ready to get it in real time. Jay Tutter, thank you, baby. But we already know this. No, but listen, we got to start having a different approach. We just had a woman come into the panel and she was like, so we can't care about somebody more than they care about themselves. And they're like, okay, but if we see that someone has an issue, we just supposed to turn our backs on them. So this is a conversation I feel like we need to listen in on and we need to have it.
Kids, and then get yourself together. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm not trying to offer no advice, no money, no none of that.
Thank y'all.
I just hate to see the man sit here.
Thank you,
I saw the
Tina.
bottle today. The nigga got a big ass bottle. You over there drinking that shit straight.
They saying he's drinking, he's not eating.
Today, when I went in his box, he sent me an invite. I didn't go up there on my own. I was in the chat listening. When he saw my name, he
Slim.
said, "Hey, Nick, you're welcome to the party." So he sent me an invite. I went up there on the invite that he sent. But I went up there to tell him to go get some help because when I was downstairs, I said, Slim is great.
Chef, that's a good question.
He's sweating. His body, he looks climby. All that shit, he look like he about to pass out. So if he don't stop, he better check his fucking numbers.
You said he had the half-gallon bottle?
They haven't been in a relationship for a while. It's like they coexist in the same household.
Oh, Jesus.
His face is puffy. He looked very hypoglycemic. Like he looked like he finna pass out. So my thing is, I'm down there, I'm like, damn, Slim looking bad, you know. I'm down there, he talking about, I see you ain't gonna speak to me, because he saw my name pop up. And somebody added me in the comments, so they know I'm in there. So shit, when he sent the invite, I was like, shit, he done sent the invite, let me go on up there and tell him, you need to go get you some help. Go to the doctor.
Yeah, like this shit is serious.
Counselor. Oh, hey, brother.
And this is what I mean by like, y'all disdain for people. Remove y'all hate for him. Remove y'all dislike for him. But are we picking and choosing who we have empathy for or not? Now let's keep in mind, Nitra, she said how she felt about him. Thank y'all for helping with the goal. All of that, right? However, despite the back and forth they might have went through, a life is still a life. Exactly. So right now, she said, what concerned me listening to the live is when she said, we are literally watching him about to die. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a whole different perspective. This is not just someone just crashing out and upset. It's like, to know that it could be us watching someone in their final days, it does make me nervous. Because we've already been here.
Hey, Bella.
What's up, boo?
What you doing? Why you ain't? What you doing on?
What you mean?
Ain't you? Wasn't you just at work?
Yeah, yes, but Fridays my schedule is a little different. So.
Oh, you get off early Friday.
Yes.
Oh, well, I will say this. We don't know his health, right? Unless she knows something that we don't. I don't know. Maybe she do, but I do know that drinking is very unhealthy when you do it consistently like that. But don't need to be drinking all the time, too.
All right. So, okay. You might be on something. Let's slow down, because. All right.
Oh.
Having a glass, like having a drink. We know that she's eating because she tells us that she's cooking. I don't recall Nisha saying that she's diabetic. So I think the circumstance will be different.
I don't think you have to have diabetes for drinking heavily to affect you, though, right?
Oh no, absolutely not. No, that's a good point. It's just that
Yeah.
because she, like you said, aware of the health conditions, she's concerned that we are watching him slowly take himself out.
Well, maybe this is sound callous, but isn't that his right? He know he got diabetes.
But see, this is, I'm glad, this is why I'm so glad I went live. So, should we just turn a blind eye and wait till we see the RP post go up? Like, should
I
we
mean,
not?
what can we do? What can we do, Bella? What can we do? If his family, the people in his actual life that aren't talking to him through a phone, can't get him to stop drinking, what can we do? Have we ever been able to get anybody to stop doing anything or change anything on this app? Has that ever been possible? I don't know. I might have missed it if it did happen. That's why I'm asking. Because we,
I would say,
go ahead.
I would say, depending on the circumstance, I've seen people get help when they was ready to receive the help. They got the help and they locked in on that help.
But Bella, you said something key when you said that. When they were ready. So nobody actually made them do anything. They were ready to receive the help, and so they got the help. Let him tell it. He doesn't see anything he does as far as his consumption as a problem. Now, whether he truly does or not, we won't know because we're not in his head. But he puts it off as if it's not an issue. So what can we do? That's my only thing. What can we do? And I don't know. What can we do? That's my only thing. I feel the same way about Bryce. Bryce need to go to the doctor too. But you can't make his ass do. You can't make like that's their business. That's their business. Turning a blind eye to me makes it seem like somebody can do something more than just watch from their phone.
Okay. I don't think Slim is the first person we've seen on this app with an addiction, though. Thank y'all for helping with the goal.
He's not. But I'll tell you, as somebody who got through mine, it ain't nothing
Okay.
that no outside source can do. Especially if you're still in the mode of it's not even a problem. If you haven't even accepted that you have an issue and it is destroying you, it is destructive, it is not doing anything good for you or nobody around you, how can you get help for it if you don't even see the issue? But that's just me speaking for me. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. Maybe you do see the issue and don't want to admit it on this app. But can't nobody do shit for him. I think what Nitra did, as far as speaking to him honestly, was the best thing she could have done. And he didn't receive it. So, well, I mean, how many more speeches does he need?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say speeches, but again, I guess the question that I'm posing is like, we're watching a situation play out. FO, we feel like there's a major concern. So my question is, should we just sit back, say nothing, and just watch it play out? Because like I said, I feel like we've been here before. If someone else has a problem, they understand they have a problem, but they're really not doing the work to fix the problem, or they're bullshitting when they're claiming they're getting the work, and then boom, shit, the situation takes a turn for the worse. What's up, Sassy?
Came to ride your box. But no, I came to say, I came to say, Bells. Honestly, I'm honestly curious. What can we say that has not already been said in these last couple of years, Bell?
Okay,
Let's see.
so I'm asking this because we've literally been down this road. So I'm having this conversation being straightforward because We literally saw what happened when it was nothing else that we could do. So I'm like, we saw what happened. We saw the aftermath of it. Are we literally getting ready to watch this play out? Are we
Oh,
about to
that's
see this happen?
situations, Bella. That's two different situations. We got one. You have a situation where somebody is dealing with an addiction. Oh God,
Wait, who?
where somebody is dealing with an addiction, right? An addiction is a very scary, and it's very scary, and typically, not for everybody, but typically it has a very strong hold on people, mentally and physically and spiritually, hell, and financially. So we talking about somebody who was dealing with an addiction, who is very prideful as a person. Slim is very prideful. He doesn't really like to be told anything at all. Versus somebody who was dealing with mental health. And while addiction is classified as a mental health issue, one person was dealing with something that was not self-inflicted. And as harsh as it may sound, coming from somebody who dealt with it, most times addiction is self-inflicted. The person or the situation you're speaking of, that was not self-inflicted. That person didn't do anything to go through the trauma they went through, which kicked off their mental health issues in the first place. So I don't think that's the same thing. I think we're
Okay.
taking standing up for somebody who was potentially, being harmed on this app versus trying to step in with somebody's life decisions that they're making.
So yeah, no, that's not the angle that I'm taking in this conversation. What I'm simply saying, and what's up, Godo? Thank you for coming up. My
What's going on?
concern. Yeah, thank you for coming in, and you can jump in on this conversation. My concern is that we see a crisis happening. We recognize that this man is in trouble. So what I'm saying is, listen to what FOE is saying. They're still not trying to turn their back on him. They're still trying to hold on to him. And I'm asking for the woman that came into the panel and said you can't care about him more than he care about himself. Is that the right approach to take in this situation? Should we just say nothing, do nothing, and just sit back and watch it happen? So that's the conversation.
But
Go to
well, then I'm gonna go back to Ceci. What can be done? Like, I think that's a genuine question. What can you do? What can anybody do, honestly, to stop it? If that's the whole thing, if we're saying, are we gonna sit back and watch it and not try to stop it? What can we do? How do we save Slim? And I'm genuinely asking.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been in these circumstances. I haven't had people close to me. The closest I had in this situation, actually, let me back up. So I had an uncle who passed away because he was an excessive drinker. So that's as close as it that I've gotten to that situation. But
I'm sorry to hear that, Bella.
yeah, so that's why I'm like, I don't know.
This is a little more
When you,
personal for you. Is that safe to say?
I guess it's more so because I was young when my uncle passed away. So when it happened, you hear about it, but it's like now that I'm old enough to understand what the problem was, and then I'm looking back on it when he was around, looking back on it, I'm like, okay, so you did spend more time. You wake up, you having a drink, you making sure by the time you go to bed you have a drink. Like literally after coming home from the army, never married, never had kids, and pretty much lived with my grandparents.
As I say,
So
alcohol is one of the hardest addictions to kick. So that's what I
Well,
heard. I don't know. Hopefully it is.
it's one of the only addictions that you cannot stop cold turkey, or it can be fatal. Um, because of the way that it affects the body. So that in itself makes it hard because you have to try to stop while still partaking in it. Because if you don't, your body will go into toxic shock and you could unalive. So that
Is
is
that why
true.
they get the shakes? Like,
Yes.
Feel like
Yeah.
that?
I mean, a lot of people who experience withdrawals with many different DOCs get the shakes, but normally with it's a pseudo thing. Normally, it's your mind reacting, which is making your body react. With alcohol, it is literally your body reacting. You cannot just stop drinking after you have been, an alcoholic for a certain amount of time. With other DOCs, a lot of the time, it is your mind reacting to that receptor not being touched the way it was. So then it makes your body react. So it's kind of the opposite. And again, not everything, not all. This is not like a blanket statement. But with alcohol, it is the opposite. Your body is physically reacting. It's not in your mind. Um,
Yeah, because
so
they say
that
with
makes it hard
smoking,
as well.
it's the motion of it, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's a lot
It's a
addiction
lot
is
that goes
a
into
lot.
it,
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But with alcohol in particular, the body itself cannot just stop once it has had it for so long. You can't just stop, which makes getting off of it very hard because you do again have to partake in it, even if just a little for your health. Um, But again, the reason I ask that is because I come from a family of addicts as well. I have uncles who are currently alcoholics, ain't stopped drinking after 2 strokes. Luckily, do still have life in their lungs and life in their bodies. But I know exactly where you're coming from, Bella. But that's also where I can say, right, you can't do nothing for nobody who doesn't want it done. My uncle sat in the hospital for months at a time, twice, and was told to stop drinking. And again, it's a miracle he's alive, and in life and getting old has slowed him down. But having 2 strokes did not stop him from drinking. So watching my granny cry did not stop him from drinking. His kids not want to deal with him did not stop him from drinking. Almost dying did not stop him from drinking. So, and again, life and getting old stopped him from, it didn't stop him, but it slowed him down. But nothing still has stopped him. You can't stop somebody until they want to be stopped when it comes to addiction. Really, when it comes to anything, but especially when something has that strong of a hold on you, it helps. It does help, and it does kind of bring that person to a point of where people do care. The world's not better off without me. I'm not just some junkie that's not worth nothing. The words do help, but at the end of the day, that person has to decide to transform.
Is there a way to kind of wean yourself off of it? Like, because you said you can't just cold turkey stop. So, is there a way, and this is a serious question, like maybe a shot a day, like at least that way your body still has some type of
So
um
for alcoholics, a lot of people don't agree with medically assisted treatment, but for alcoholics, it's actually pretty much necessary. They have to go seek help because they will need medical professionals to tell them what to drink, how and how much to drink. Because trying to do it on your own is a lot of the times how alcoholics just don't quit, right? Because they'll tell themselves they're weaning themselves off, and then it comes back full force. They have to have medical professionals to tell them both when to drink, how to drink, and what medications they'll need to take in order to stop a lot of the other side effects and health conditions that could arise from putting your body in that predicament of not drinking as much as you, because even not drinking as much is going to be problematic, but you definitely just can't stop.
I had a boy that his mom was a heavy alcoholic, right? And she went cold turkey. 2 months later, she unalived. You know what I'm saying? And because she went cold turkey. But the fucked up thing about it is that it's like what she said. Like medical, they just gonna give you drugs to cope to substitute the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? And that shit fucks you up too, though. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't help you. It helps you out to stay alive longer, but that shit fucks you up too. So it's alcohol and heroin. Those are the only two things that you can't just go cold turkey and quit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is like you hit. So I understand when they continue to drink because their body actually call for the shit. Their body call for the shit. It's not just a mental thing. Their body actually call for it. Shut down. They start shivering. Their body actually asks for it. They want it.
Yeah, they'll go into organ failure. Everything will start shutting down. As crazy as it sounds, right? Because alcohol attacks the liver, it attacks the body. But if they stop, everything will just it'll just shut down. you can't. It's awful, and it's kind of an oxymoron, right? You gotta quit. You gotta keep drinking and stop drinking. But I mean, shit.
All right. So I'm still listening in on the conversation. I just wanted y'all to hear what's going on currently with FOE. It's looking like right now they're not turning their back on Slim. They're trying to rally behind him in hopes that he do try to at least take the advice that's being given.
My hope for him is that whatever it is, because it sounds like it's something a little bit more deeper than that. That whatever it is that he has going on, that he seek himself that he needs in order to heal from that. Yeah, man. He needs a psychologist, and he needs to counsel for addiction.
Yeah, because he did say that his mental health was failing. He did say that.
He said that.
We
know he need. He said God, and see, that's how you know. Like, I just believe mental health is real. I do not
see. So okay, so now we're going into mental health, and this is why I said, like, y'all might not agree with me making the comparison, but now y'all kind of understanding why it's like, yeah, no, like I feel like it's kind of tying into one another. Just because we have not heard him verbally say out loud that he's battling certain things doesn't mean that it's not happening. So now here we are. They just said it. So now we know it's mental health and alcoholism. Are we still going to try to just say, you know what? He knows the situation. Let him figure it out. It is what it is. What's up, Ashley Banks? Good to see you, boo. All right, and see, so somebody in the audience said that's not an excuse for his behavior. Did we not have these talking points before when it was somebody else?
Hey, Belle. So I just wanted to let you know, like, I used to work in a hospital, and they have it. So the mental health of it is it's called pink elephant syndrome. You can look it up. So when people are withdrawing off of alcohol, they have what they call the pink elephant. They hallucinate, they see things, they hear things. It's a real thing. And even in the hospital, we had alcoholism patients. Like, it was a part of their meal, even though the alcohol was locked up. We had to give them shots with their meals just because their bodies can't take it. Like what the gentleman was saying and Trina was saying, their bodies can't take it. They have, even in the hospital, if they're in the hospital for anything and they're alcoholic, they literally give us a key and we have to give them alcohol because their bodies will shut down. But the pink elephant, that's a part of the mental health of it when they start to withdraw. So it's a thing. It's a real thing.
I think so. Let me rephrase what I said earlier. Addiction is obviously it falls under not just the mental health category, but also disability. So yes, it is a mental health issue. However, there are just like it's a spectrum to being autistic. There's a spectrum. You have mental health issues that cannot be that nothing can be done about, right? That people were born with, that is simply people's brain misfiring. Then you have somebody who has mental health and they're also dealing with addiction. Those are two separate monsters. Although they may coincide, those are two different things that you are going to have to deal with. Literally. So the question still remains, what can be done to save him? Especially if he's not saving himself.
You know, the sad part about all this shit, the only real person that can save him is himself. Doesn't matter what kind of treatment you put him into or what you do, they gotta want to be saved. They gotta do it themselves. If they don't do it themselves, you could put a band-aid over it and hold them off for a little while. But at the end of the day, if he don't want to do it himself, the shit's gonna be a wrap. He's gonna go fall right back into it and do what he want to do. A person gotta want to change. They self.
You know, with that being said, by wanting to change, I know that it's up to them to do the work, but I'm going to do whatever I can. If I got to give resources or something, so if something does happen, I can sleep good at night knowing that I did what I could to help save that person. Whether, regardless if they accept it or not, I know that I did what I could do. Everybody's life to me is worth saving. And, when I have tried to unalive myself, and thank God people cared enough about me, stepped in and, and, made me feel like my life is worthy. You never know. It may just take one person at a certain time of the day to tell you the right words at the right time to save your life, to make you want to change. So I would never give up on anyone.
But we glad you're still here with us. And that's what I'm talking about. You had people who cared about you and still wanted to see through that you got the help that you needed. They didn't turn their back on you. They didn't say, all was out of our hands. Like, and this is what I mean. So whether we feel like it's nothing we can do, I feel like us still rallying behind him as much as, again, moments like this, do we remove the disdain we have for people? Do we remove the dislike we like when we clearly see a person as battling something deeper than all of us? Do we still hold their flaws against them and say, "Oh, fuck him, he gonna die"? Like, what
So
do we?
Bella,
What?
I have a question when it comes to mental health, right? Because this you're what you're saying right now responded from a comment saying that's no excuse for his behavior. Which, which behaviors do we excuse and which do we not? Because I don't think it's about disdain. Because you have mental health issues and because you have addiction issues, which may in fact be putting your life at danger, does not mean that the people who you've harmed have to put that to the side. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that the harm you have caused is erased. It does not mean that. So if you are causing harm through your mental health and through your addiction, that still it is relevant to the people in which you have victimized, whether you are a victim yourself or not. So at what point? Because see, if that's the case, then we have to start abusing people that. Then we have to start excusing people that abuse children and claim it's mental health. Then we have to start excusing people who want to live people and claim it's mental health. So at what point do we draw the line and say that because you have issues, that actually does not excuse your behavior?
I'm glad you said that. So there's I think they're twin brothers, the Mendez brothers or something like that. Aren't they still serving time to this day because they was being
They're home.
mistreated? Huh? Oh, they home? They released them? I thought they
Yeah,
was. I thought they was
they're home.
denied.
Nah, they're
Okay.
home.
Okay. So boom, they still home now. They home now, but for years that
The Mendez
conviction.
brothers are home.
I
Yeah,
thought they
they're
was
home.
still.
They
See, I'm seeing people saying no, they not. So I could have. So they was up.
I'm gonna Google it real quick.
I don't think they got released yet.
Yeah, they was up for parole and was denied again. That's what I was going to go into. So
I
hearing that
think
they
they
was
got
on
denied. I
probation.
think they got denied parole.
Okay, I could have sworn because I've been keeping up with that story.
I
So
wanted to
hearing
hear
them
where you're
both,
going with this, Bella.
oh, hear me clearly because I could have been them when me and my brother was going through what we were going through. That could have been me sitting in that cell being denied parole because of the way I was being treated and the way we saying, okay, well, yeah, you went through what you went through, but that doesn't excuse the fact that you unalived your dad. So I ain't gonna hold you. It's like a rock in a hard place. It makes you feel like damn if you do, damn if you don't. So the Mendez brothers are wrong for seeking parole, although their parents were flat out just doing the most in the worst way possible, harming them. They're wrong for the action that they committed. They're not allowed to claim mental health. They're not allowed to sit in a mental health facility. They need to serve prison. Did they need to serve time for it at all? Or it's just circumstantial?
Yeah, they changed their time from life to 50 years to life, with the were eligible for parole, but you were right, they got denied parole.
Hey, listen, I know what I saw with the last update, but things happen. I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I seen someone in the audience said they should be released. But if we're not excusing people's behavior and action. So their response was from how they were treated. Their reaction to the way they was treated caused them to unalive somebody.
Okay, so how about John Wayne Gacy, who was touched as the child and then turned around and abused and unalived little boys? Does he get the same empathy that you speaking of?
That's so. So I ain't gonna hold you. It made me think of R. Kelly immediately. So that's why, again. So nobody, and Trina, I'm glad we having this conversation. So when we put it in a nutshell, they are not allowed to claim insanity. They should not be going to mental health facilities. They need to go directly to prison.
No, what I'm saying is you may have mental health issues. That is not an excuse for your behavior. You may have been a victim. That is not an excuse to victimize others. There is a difference between being criminally insane, meaning you mentally were not present in your conscious mind when you committed a crime. There's a difference in that. And there are people who experience that. There are people who literally lose their minds and they are committed to facilities for the rest of their lives. And then there are people who were victimized and then they turn around and they become the predator. Although you were a victim, that does not excuse you becoming the predator. It's that simple to me.
All I gotta say is y'all going down a rabbit hole. I really don't. It's crazy to me, but if a person got a mental issue and they drinking, I can let that slide. But when you dealing with them kids, man, I don't care what kind of issues you have. I ain't fucking with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's totally different in my book. Like, I'm not gonna excuse one over the other. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not. If you playing with our kids, ain't nothing you can say to me that's gonna excuse that. You know what I'm saying? The alcohol, that's something they doing to themselves. If you want to call that a mental issue, something they doing to themselves, I could talk about it. But you hurting other people. It's a big difference.
So Goldo, you ever hear that reference? I watched my father be an alcoholic. I became an alcoholic. I watched my father be an alcoholic. I never picked up a drink. So what if it's a situation of the environment? I became what I was accustomed to, what I've witnessed, what I've learned. Still no grace. I was, as you said, I was abused.
But when does that
I
grace
watched my
stop? When does that grace stop though, Bella? So, okay, your father abused you as a child. So then you turn around and you have a child and you abuse them. Should we empathize with you? Because you were
I don't
abused as
think
a
y'all.
child, so it only makes sense for you to abuse your child, right?
If I had that approach. But if I know I didn't like how it made me feel, I'm not going to, because you got a test wrong, I'm going to break your fucking bones because you got your test wrong because you didn't understand your homework. So I'm going to put 5 stitches in your head as a result. I'm not going to do to my child what I was done to me and
But
my
that's
brother. I wouldn't do.
but
So
that's
it's
only
two
one side
different.
of your example. You gave both sides of the
That's what I
example.
mean, though. It's 2 different ways. I'm gonna either be of what was done to me, or I'm gonna be like, no, I don't want to be that, and I want better. It can go one of the. That's what I'm saying. Either or.
Hey, Della.
So
Hey,
does
Ross.
the
Oh,
oh
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry, Trina. I'm be real fast. I'm so sorry, y'all. Real fast. I just want to say, as far as the Mendez brothers, because you know I'm a deep diver. So the Mendez brothers, that was a defense that they did use. They did use a defense that their father was abusing them, but it was never proven. There was never no evidence to support it. And it actually came out later on by the younger brother that they was just greedy and wanted their money. That's why they unalived their parents. So that was not accurate information. Well, it was accurate as far as what you stated, it being said, but that was their defense. That was it. That was all. That's what they used for a defense to try to get off. But it wasn't true. They were actually just greedy and wanted the money and all that extra stuff like that. And then also too, in regards to him, Brother Slim, this is like an ongoing thing. This happens at least 3 times a year. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the brother ain't going through stuff in life, but we are all going through things in life. And at the end of the day, once you become an adult and you begin to make your own choices in the world, you have a choice to whether or not you're going to stay in that same mind frame or you're going to try to change for the better. He knows how to get the help. He knows where to go to get the help. He's deliberately choosing not to go get the help. He gets on here, he gets on the app, and he does what he does because for the clicks and the views and the everything else. And it is what it is at the end of the day. Hey, that's how whatever rocks your boat, my boy, go ahead and do that. But to continue to have the same conversation, I'm talking about us, because we all talking about it. To continue to have the same conversation for somebody that's not going to change, we're giving him exactly what he wants. He's not going to change. He's going to disappear for about another 90 days, and then he's gonna come back and do the same thing over again. And we keep talking about it because new people come to this side, right? So we're gonna continue the conversation because he's gonna do something else like today, like the other day, which personally, my opinion, I think the Joker was fake. I don't think he was really drunk. We have really seen him drunk for real. He's belligerent. He's unconsolable when he's actually drunk. Okay? You was making too much sense on Erica panel. That's just my opinion. I'm just opinionated. That's Classy's opinion. Nobody else's. I could be absolutely wrong, but hey, I wasn't there, right? But that's just me. But I really just came up to talk about the Mendez brothers because they really lied on their deceased parents. God rest their souls. But yeah, that was it. Thank you kindly.
Thank you for coming up, Classy. And even with that, you got some people in the audience saying, no, that's not true. Yeah, so I don't know. Good evening, Bray. How you doing?
Hi, Ugly. What you
Hey,
doing?
Ugly Trina. Hey, Butter Guns. What's up, Gold?
What's
Sassy.
going on,
And
Bray?
hey, Michelle. Hey, Courtroom. I've had to
What
read
you
the
doing,
room.
Ugly? You about to say something?
Yeah, I'll just throw my little opinion in real quick. What I'm thinking. I kind of read the room enough. And sorry for yesterday, Bella. Oh, I hit you. I'm gonna have to drop somebody over here too. I'll get you a little 25 off of that.
What
Thank you.
you do to Bella?
But thank you yesterday, though, Bella.
What
Thank
he
you.
do to you, Bella?
Nothing. It was up and down, left and right. It's neither here nor there.
Oh, he was acting crazy.
Yeah. I feel like my opinion is like kind of in the middle of what y'all three are saying, Trina, Butterguns, and Bella. I understand the humanity part of it and help. I feel like if it resonates with you to help and have forgiveness and grace, do just that. But for me and the other half of people, I would probably think we're going to use Slim's logic himself. Yesterday or the day before, Slim just said, if somebody doesn't want help, don't help them. If there's a woman getting beat up or a woman getting beat up, men should not step in and protect them. That's what they want if they go back to it. If a woman is getting raped, don't step in and help them because they don't want help. So if that's the case, if Slim doesn't want help, then nobody should help him. If he wanted help and wanted to change, then people would do just that. We're going to use his logic. If we're not going to help this and we're not going to help that, then we're not going to help you as well. That's my opinion.
My opinion was like, oh, in general, like over, like, if someone's having a crisis, like not to, like, if you can do something to help or give resources, do that. I was just speaking in general.
So
I got a question. So, do all lives matter?
To me, yes. And
Okay,
again, this is
stop
why
right
I might
there,
be a
Bella.
part.
No, Bella. Just so you said yes. Okay, so boom. Example, scenario. Check it. Peep this. Check game. Peep this. What? Okay, I'm done playing. Okay. So a clan member just left the rally. They in full hooded suit, full gear, and hold it now. And it's the damn grandmaster. He got the damn symbol and everything, and he just got ran over, and the person just scooted off. They done left him in the road. Is she gonna help?
Trina, you a piece of work, boy.
I know.
All right, I will say this. So we talk about doing the right thing. At the end of the day, I am not God. Only God can make that decision, not me. That's my answer.
That ain't odd, Bella, because that could mean you gonna let the motherfucker lay there, and if they live, they live. They don't, because that's up to God. Or help,
I'm gonna do what the Lord told me to do. I've been
which is
praying on having good discernment. So whatever God told me to do, that's what I'm gonna do.
well. I'm gonna tell you right now. God gonna tell me to mind my motherfucking business. That's what God's gonna tell me to do. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't know what fantasy land we're living in, but when people spit in your face, you're not inclined to help their ass, and that's what's going on here with Slim. Slim actually said he wanted to see motherfuckers hanged by rope.
What?
Yeah,
All
he
right.
said that. So we're human beings. We're not the Lord and Savior. We're gonna leave that for God, Bella. We're gonna leave that for God. And that's just the reality of the matter. You can't spit in people's faces and then expect. Look here, it's unrealistic.
But if y'all was speaking as far as what God and what God would do, I feel like if it was God, I mean, He's going to still tell you to help regardless. And even if you look at it like, if you're in the hospital and a motherfucker help, what if I go to the hospital and a motherfucker be like, that nigga sassy bitch, I ain't about to save him or something like that. No. But also I would tie it back to even not so drastic as the KKK and the death. But Bella, just last week, Libra was talking hella shit about everybody. And all them people came up here and boo bopped her ass. And it was like, we can't say nothing because she punched all them people and was being real mean to all these people. And they was up in this motherfucker calling her all types of big fat gelatinous bodies.
Let me say this.
So
God
wait a
got
minute.
mad at the world that he.
So hold on. But I was one of the people that, again, posing this question to the audience. I said, now, if people were to react every time they see her, they're saying whatever it is they need to say to her because they feel slighted, disrespected, are they going to be on the chopping block for bullying? I'm glad you brought that up. So now we're back to the conversation of someone is actively showing they're dealing with mental health and alcoholism. Do we just turn a blind eye or have the attitude of, oh, like you said you ain't helping the motherfucker, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, so it's fuck you. And that's what I'm
Bella,
asking.
Bella, I'm
Yes.
legally blind, barely.
When I worked in the hospital, I didn't realize how addicted alcohol was until I was a nurse in the hospital. This lady, I came in the room. She was such an alcoholic. She was on her knees trying to drink out of her Foley catheter bag. She wanted to drink that bad. That's how addicted. I mean, that's how
bag
addicted
that's
alcohol
connected to
is.
the joint? The bag that's connected to
Yeah,
you?
that bag that's connected. She was trying to drink out of it. What she wanted a drink that bad. So that I'm just trying to tell you, kind of kind of his space. Sometimes these people are in that dealing with alcoholism.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Not colostomy bag or Foley bag.
Okay. So is that bag further up?
It was hanging off the bed. The bag was hanging off the bed. She was trying to drink out of her
Okay.
own
So
Foley bag.
it's a joint that's connected in the
Yeah.
bag.
Holy bag is the urine,
Oh,
is the one that holds the urine, Bella. Butter, that's what she's asking.
okay.
Yeah,
Cause
that's
that's
what I
why.
said.
I'm like, I know the one that's like to your stomach and it's like kind of like
Yeah,
out.
that's a colostomy bag.
Okay, so the other
One's
joint.
for
Colostomy is the
poop and
poop.
one's for
A Foley
urine.
is urine.
Okay.
That's what she was asking you, Butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah.
understand. Like, okay, so they
They
disconnected.
would still cough medicine. If it has any percentage of alcohol in it, they would drink cough
It ain't
medicine.
no
That's
alcohol
how
content
desperate
in
they are.
urine, is it? She must
Hmm?
thought it was something left over in hers.
She was hallucinating. She wanted to drink. She was going through
Oh,
withdrawal. She wanted to drink. So what I was telling you, that's what the addiction does. Like it makes
I know
like
what
people
it
go
do,
out of their
baby.
mind. Huh?
I damn sure know what it
She
do.
saw the yellow. I guess she thought it was. I don't know what she thought it was. But she was trying to drink it.
Thought it was tequila or something? What the fuck?
Terrible.
But I just tell you the mindset. She was an alcoholic.
They get rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, all kind of shit.
Anything with alcohol in it, they will drink it.
Good
You got to
Lord.
hide your cough medicine
Good Lord.
around alcoholics.
Okay.
Well, the point of the matter is, Slim, look here. We can't do nothing for that boy. Where the people in his real damn life? Where them niggas at? Shit.
We on the same page, Trina, essentially to a T, but I
Shit.
feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like we as people, not professionals, can't do anything except provide professional resources. That's the real question. Like, what can be done? I mean, I feel like we as TikTokers, there's not too much we could do. It's going to be a deeper problem. So the best thing that people could do would be provide resources for him. But you feel me? The best resource and the person who could have helped him the most, he just hurt the most. So it's like,
Oh
what is
my
it
God,
that's
brother,
done?
Clock in,
glad you said that.
Gray. Clock
Oh
in,
my
Trap
God, that shit
Val.
hit me like a ton of bricks when you said that. Like I'm like, oh
Yeah, clock
shit.
in. Just fucked
Oh
her
fuck.
over.
Yo, Bray, soon
Yeah,
as like I swear to God, while you was talking, like it just was coming over me. Like, but wait a minute, he legit has a nurse that was smack
yeah.
that right there. So what? No, what I'm getting at is, what if she helped slow it down some? Oh, that is cute. What the fuck is that?
Or what if instead of trying to
Thank you,
get
Rosie
help
Rice.
from Poetic, which was a resource he had in his life, all he was doing was trying to use her ass for money? What if that, Bella? What if that?
No, cause
Shit, we ain't about to placate with this nigga.
The
Hell.
And then he pulled that shit. He pulled that shit at AJ Live earlier. It's just a lot. He's been doing a lot
A
today.
motherfucker can only do so much. Speaking as somebody who people did try to step in. If you're dead set on your addiction, then you're dead set on it. Whether other than kidnap you in the middle of the night, which as an adult is illegal, unless you live in the goddamn state of Florida and the motherfucker Baker Act your ass, you can't do it. If you do not want to put the bottle down, put the pills down, put whatever it is down that you need to put down, nobody can make you. People have kids and they don't even work. You have to do it for yourself. People die from addiction because they can't stop. You have to do it. You can offer all the resources in the world. Guess what? Slim ain't no dumb nigga. He know exactly where to go and who to call if he want to get off that oil. He definitely does. He's
question, I
not
guess.
calling them.
Got Drop Queen making videos tagging Rizzy in it. I mean, hashtagging Rizzy in it. That shit is ridiculous.
I
wait, slow
feel
down. How did you get here?
Right. Bella, if I could tie it back in, if I was to say, I feel like it could just take the right person on the right day also. You feel me? Some people might give up, but shit, it might be that damn Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. and he's seen that resource and a motherfucker might help. You feel me? If you feel like inclined to help and giving resources, then do so. And if you don't, then just don't. I feel like Poetic is somebody who actually helped me when I was drinking that Casamigos all the damn time. It took me listening to her one Saturday morning, and that shit slowed me down tremendously. People don't really understand the effects that it really will have on you. Like, especially while you're drinking, you just think it's normal and casual, but it literally will physically have physical effects on you. And Poetic is the perfect person to give you all the knowledge you need.
Thank you for sharing your testimony. And I'm not being rude. Trina, she shared her testimony. Thank you. I need y'all to know there is people who we have seen overcome. So when we asked that question, Trina was ready to. Bray, he was ready to. Butter, you still here with us? 3 people. So we literally have a statistic right in front of us. 3 out of 6 people was battling something, but they had people in their corner, sure, but they also was ready to receive the help themselves. Proxy, thank you for coming up.
Hey Bella, thank you for having me up. I just wanted to say, I guess it gets a little tricky and it gets sticky, right? When you're dealing with situations like this, like I heard earlier, like about like the layered level of like how it's a addiction. Like even with the previous situation that just recently happened, that was a social media addiction. That was addicted to TikTok and spaces where people are harmful to you. They say things to you that trigger you mentally, but you're so addicted that you keep coming back. So I think that they both situations, I think there's mental health and addiction that plays a large part in it. And then even when you do get help, say for instance, in Slim's situation, she was helping him take his sugar and then they ended up exchanging sugar.
Hey,
So
so,
it,
hey, hello.
My Lord today.
Yeah,
huh?
let's not get distracted. Let's not get distracted.
Proxy, we do not want to. We
Hello?
can't. They was bumping coochies. Don't remind us, please.
And so that
Lord, good
adds a
Lord, good
layer
Lord.
too, because it comes from, I think it can change things from being where Poetic may have been on a pedestal to him and she's like a RN, she has all of this information, and then once that happens, it's kind of like, people start to treat you like you're like a regular peer, like not as a source of information and help, but a regular peer. Like it's like him drinking with his homies on the block. It slows down the progress that they may have been making because their relationship probably shifted, right? So she helped him in the way that she could. And now, because their relationship shifted, that probably caused the spiral. We don't know what's going on in people's minds We never know. So I think it's layered, and it's more layered. And I think that a lot of the times the way that people handle themselves, or like how Slim can speak, I could say the same for the previous situation. I thought she was very intelligent. We can think people are very smart, but that has nothing to do with the way that they emotionally regulate. That has nothing to do with the things and whether or not they're able to be self-sufficient and not self-harm. And so I think because Slim comes off the way he does, and he's offended many people, same with the previous situation, people tend to have less compassion. But at the end of the day, the things that are going on in front of our face, it is what it is. It's self-destruction. It is what it is. It's a sad situation, but unfortunately, nothing can be done. We cannot make people do anything that they don't want to do. It's just sad because you sit and you watch people self-destruct, but we see that every day in real life. It's no different than what we see in real life. I think the situation, it's a lot of sensationalism that goes on and a lot of standards on the app for people to act ways that they don't even act in their real life. You probably got a cousin and an uncle somewhere that's fucked up, and you don't go as hard to try to help them. So I think to set those expectations on the app, I think it's unreasonable. And the only people that can help are those that are professional and trained to help.
Okay.
So that's what I came up to say. I wanted to have some empathy for it, but at the end of the day, it's nothing really we can do except be spectators. And I don't even want to watch that shit.
Which will go into kind of having to turn our back.
So Bells, earlier in AJ Live, Slim came up and
Today?
threatens, yes, he threatened self-unalivement. And
You know what? See,
AJ told him to dial 988 and tell people that to contact 6 footer and shit like that.
I didn't
So
even know
Drop
it was
Queen,
happening. But see, you see what I'm talking? I'm trying not to get upset,
Drop
but this is what I'm talking
Queen,
about. So now it's out there that he said this. So this is,
yeah,
and
hold
I'm
on,
getting.
listen. Drop Queen made a 9-minute video about AJ, basically. And the hashtags, she had Rizzy in the hashtags. Like it was just a lot. And it had nothing to do with Rizzy. Like it's just a lot. It just pissed me off. It pissed me off.
I'm trying not to get
So,
frustrated just hearing that part alone, because guess what happened? Do y'all not remember what happened to the side of the app? Because they felt like people didn't step in, didn't intervene, didn't do enough. Did y'all not like? Did we forget just that fast? Maybe that's where my frustration is coming at in this. So that now I know. So mental health, alcoholism. Ceci is a witness to say he's threatening unaliving on himself. So messy talk. Are y'all ready to take the blame for this shit? If God forbid it takes that turn, because that's where we're headed. And y'all, it's like maybe I'm just overthinking, but we just went through something. Am I crazy for feeling like, listen, I don't want to see people get blamed and all this shit because they feel like, oh, well, y'all saw what was happening and y'all didn't intervene. Y'all didn't do it. Y'all. Y'all ready to go for that?
even he
Well,
had just threatened
respectfully,
AJ. He had just threatened AJ kids the day before that. So AJ did, like, I mean, she still gave him resources. She still had told people to contact the mother of his kids and stuff like that. But I don't know what Drop expected for her to do.
respectfully, Bella. I mean, people gonna say what they want to say, but what I would be most worried about is if I blame myself. And no, I wouldn't. Just straight up, no, I would not. And I
Ain't
don't
that a
think it's
form?
fair. I think, hold on, because I don't think it's fair that y'all keep on doing that. Because now, what about the mental health of the people who y'all telling to take responsibility for somebody' mental health who don't give a fuck?
That's the point, Trina.
Then
You're literally
Trina,
making
the
my
cold
point.
part about it.
Like,
Hold on,
what?
Belle. The
No,
cold
I
part
don't feel
about it is
responsible at all.
after he
That's
said
what
what he
I'm getting.
said. Belle, listen though. After he said what he said, a comment cousin came up crying. I mean, boohoo crying because she was still traumatized about everything that happened. He's on live. They go to his live. He D-Town boogieing and dancing and kiki ha ha. Boogieing came to AJ live, dropped that bomb on everybody. The whole live is in chaos, and he goes live. We go to his live to see what's going on with him, and he D-Town boogieing, playing music, laughing, kiki, ha ha, and dancing. And
So, what's the word for it? And the psychologist will know when it's where, just like how Slim basically said what he said to AJ, and then you're expecting the victim to help the abuser. What is that called? I get to tell you this and say this to you, wish your kid to unalive, and then the obligation is on me the next day to try to help you after you just did what you did to me yesterday. What's the word for that? It's something like something there. And that's crazy. Stockholm, thank you. It's crazy to think or expect the person. Yeah, exactly. That's the word. I couldn't figure it out. Not manipulation. That's simple. That's the word I'm talking about.
Okay. So if we're taking that approach, when it was said, when it happened in another situation, and people were saying, okay, but what about us who didn't do anything, that was bullied, that was talked to crazy, that was mishandled? Like, this is what I mean when I'm saying, how are we supposed to approach this situation? Should it just be the boy who cried wolf? Oh, he's saying that he's going to do this. Okay.
Bullied wouldn't be used in the slim terms, though. I don't think bully should be put in the slim terms because it's not a one-sided street. Nobody is bullying Slim. If anything, Slim is bullying motherfuckers around this bitch. Slim bullied Poetic. That would be the truth. Slim bullied Adrena. That would be the truth because those were people that was trying to help that man. I don't think it would be safe to say that anybody on here has bullied Slim.
So Slim, guess what? Excuse me, Braid.
Wrong answer.
Look at what happened though. Look at how it would play out. So imagine Adrena, she responds back, vloggers clip it up. Poetic respond back, they clip it up. Whoever's involved, fucking Glock, they clip it up. He leaves us tomorrow. What the fuck you think they gonna do on the other side of the app? And you know the answer because we went through it. What we gonna do when they see what they had to say after the shit he said to them? All they say is, nah, fuck Slim, he's this, he's that, da, da, da. What you think they gonna do? And please answer honestly. Because as far as you're concerned, they were victimized, they were disrespected. But when they see the clips of what happened in his final days, what you think they gonna do?
See the clips of him in those final days, then they're probably going to be like, why did he just say that if a woman is getting raped, don't step in and help them? If a woman is getting their ass beat, don't step in and help them. Let them get raped and let them get their ass beat. That would probably be their first question because that just happened the day before yesterday.
I think y'all think death erased who a person was. It doesn't.
he also just threatened unalivement on AJ's kids the day before yesterday as well.
If you were a shitty person
I'm not removing none of that. I'm hearing y'all. I'm
okay,
hearing
so
y'all.
why would him unalive? Why would that change that? Okay, why would that change that, Bella?
So here's the problem, or maybe I'm still going through the motions of what happened in the last situation. We literally watched people have clips days on in, days on out, on the final few days of whatever was going on, and they were the problem. They were the issue. So what I'm saying is if they hear Glock's response, Poetic, Adrena, and it's not in the best words, they saying that he's dealing with mental health.
I'm sorry. When does Rizzy's situation stop being other people's situation?
And that's what I'm saying.
Why do people keep getting to use Rizzy's situation for their own agenda? That's not fair.
I don't think y'all hear me. I understand. I'm literally watching a playbook happen in front of us is what I'm telling y'all. I'm literally warning y'all. I feel a playbook happening right in front of us. If we step back and say, oh, no, that's Slim. We know how he get down. We know this and that. And then y'all do nothing. Y'all mean to tell me y'all don't see motherfuckers getting their asses handed to them for it? Like, let's be honest.
Their ass handed to them, though, Bella. What actually happened besides people holding lives on the internet?
Hey,
Can you explain that to me?
Thank you for having me up. I gotta go.
Thank you for
Like,
coming
and
in.
Thank you for
you
having me
you
up. You can
saying you
drop me, Bella.
understand
Thank
what
you for having
Ceci
me
is
up.
saying, but then you keep going back to the only situation which would give you said playbook that you referring to. It's not the same. And even in that situation, for the people who felt the way they did about that girl when it happened the way it happened, it was what it was. You can't make people change how they feel because a tragedy happened. It doesn't change what you did or said to somebody.
I've never heard Rizzy say no crazy ass shit that I've heard Slim say to people.
So just wait for the day to
I'm gonna
come.
I'm gonna drop, but before I just want to say that what I was responding to is that I just thank God that people were good, like thought enough about me and cared enough about me to reach out to me to help me. So if I see something, I feel like I owe it to someone because I was saved. So I feel like I owe. I'm not saying that everybody else
But
has
can I
to
ask
do
you a
this.
question?
I feel
How
like
would you?
I owe it.
But can I ask you a question? How would you feel if people was holding this conversation about you? Like, Butter, we know how she is. Every 3 6 months, fuck her. It is what it is. How would you feel if this was you in this conversation?
I'll put me in deeper depression where I feel like, I was right about myself. I am not worthy. I don't deserve to be alive. I don't deserve to be here.
Ooh, if
I'm
that was
unlovable.
manipulation, people ain't allowed to feel fucked up about the fucked up shit that you do because of how it may affect you. Wow.
What is, I'm saying if because I told her I tried to commit, and she said if someone was having a conversation about me trying to commit that, how would I feel? How's that manipulation?
When you do something to somebody and you victimize somebody and they develop a disdain for you, you don't get to say that hurts me, that you feel that way about me. Are y'all okay?
I don't. I'm talking about when I tried to commit suicide. I didn't
Yeah,
try
I
to
don't think
hurt
she's speaking to
anybody.
you per se, but I think she's
She
talking
was
about the
asking me how it would
situation in
make me.
general.
She was
Yeah, it's
saying how
not
it would
you
make
per
me
se.
feel, and I was
So,
just
Yeah.
telling her how it
but
would
what
make
I
me
am
feel.
simply saying, based on if you had interactions with people on the app and your interactions were not so great, and their response to you feeling like you want to unalive, they're just like, oh well, fuck her. And I'm asking straight up,
Bella, you
how
got to put it in layman's terms though. But if you
how
threaten
am I not
people's
being clear
kids,
enough? I'm
no,
speaking
if
by
you threaten
regular.
people's kids,
Well, you might
threaten
have a
death on
brain
people's
injury,
kids,
so
said some fucked
I
up
have a
shit to
brain injury,
people.
so you probably I don't know if I'm
If you
understanding
said some
correctly.
fucked up shit to people, threaten people death on people's kids, shit like that, and they have disdain for you, shit like that. If you said some evil ass shit to people and they had disdain for
No, I
you,
wouldn't.
not
I wouldn't expect people to care about me or want the best for me if I did stuff like that.
I'm not gonna
But
lie,
it
Miss
still
Bell.
don't
I
mean
have
it
a feeling
won't
a lot
hurt.
of people gonna be eating their
If
words.
I'm,
If
it
that's
doesn't
the
mean it won't
approach,
hurt me.
a lot of people gonna eat their words. So if we saying the things you say that was distasteful, it was fucked up towards the person, that you don't deserve to have someone want to keep to say, hey, listen, don't do it. Try to stay alive. Stay here a little longer. Okay. All right. I don't know. It just seemed
Before
like
I take that, I just want to say that I just thank God people was graceful enough to help me, and I feel like for some reason God want me to stay here, and while I'm here, I've been trying my best to help other people. And that's it.
Miss Butters,
Yeah.
you appreciate it.
Hey,
Bells,
hey
I think
Bella, hey
even with the
everybody.
disdain, hey, I think even with the disdain people have for him, I don't think anybody wants to see anything bad happen to him. I think the question is just what can we do? Like, what can we do?
Suggestion. I have a suggestion. What you guys can do is stop engaging with him. Keep him off you guys' panels. Don't talk about it. You keep on feeding it, it's gonna grow. Don't talk about it. To drop him from the panels. When you come to panels, don't drop him. Don't go to his lives. You guys engage with him. He's keep on feeding off it. So drop him. That's it. That's what you guys do, and that's it. That's all.
Okay. First, I would like to say that we didn't ask Slim to come over there. We were having a conversation and then Slim popped up in the panel. I'm not sure what more you guys wanted us to do in that situation because we stated, I actually spoke to Slim, and I made sure, he was okay. AJ said, okay, we don't know Slim personally. AJ said, hey, call this number, reach out to this person to make sure that he's okay. Nobody in that live said F Slim. Nobody in that live said he deserves it. Nobody said, oh, what he's doing is doing. We all made sure we took a moment at that time to actually make sure that he was okay. We make sure to follow him into the live to make sure that he was good. And Slim went live and was dancing, cussing up a storm, and acting, doing what he does best, while people who were actually traumatized by the actual situation that happened was on the panel crying. And we had to take care of those people as well. So I feel like there's two things that's happening on the side of TikTok right now. A lot of you guys are weaponizing what happened with Rizzy's situation. Every single type of situation, every time you get caught in your bullshit, instead of being held accountable, you then say that you're getting bullied. That's the first situation that's happening. The second situation that's happening is people who are actually been traumatized, haven't healed from that situation. So then therefore they are also being used and also being re-triggered and end up having to, or they're triggered about something that happened to them in their personal life as well. And now we're having a trauma dump situation. The third situation that's happening, this is my final one, is that a lot of you guys are clout chasing. Y'all don't really give a fuck about what the fuck is happening, but y'all want to quote unquote jump on panels and claim that you give a fuck. Like, to me at this point, like, if you're doing fuckery and you're being held accountable, and then people are calling you out, you can't then say you're getting bullied. In this situation, Slim did not get bullied. No one was looking for Slim. No one was asking for Slim. No one mentioned Slim. Slim decided to go on a panel and tell us his fucking business. That's what happened. Point blank, that period. From then, he then went to other panels and made egregious statements about other people to the point where he doesn't even remember or recall he cussed and said those things about people, and he was going to slap a woman. Then after that, Slim has been hopping on panels. We have allowed Slim to hop on panels because at this point, we understand sometimes he's intoxicated. We just allow Slim to talk. But no, Slim has not been bullied. Slim has not I'm not understanding how y'all correlating the situation that happened with Rizzy to that situation. It's getting ridiculous at this point. Stop screaming bullying, 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 bullying. A lot of you guys are fucked up as human individuals, antagonizing the fuck out of other people, but then when you get clocked up outside your head, now you want to scream bullying. No, the only person that is a victim in this situation is the woman that he claimed slept with him, which we don't even know if that's true or false yet. That lady went into hiding, deactivated her account, came back and said she's speaking on Saturday. That's the only motherfucker that's the victim here. Thank you, Bella. Gotta go.
All right.
Okay, so that looked like it cleared the panel. So I'll try to keep tying it in. Bella, shit. Are you aware of what he said to Adrena? Like the sentiments that he said to Adrena the other day?
Okay, so I heard in a live, not sure whose, but apparently said to her that she's the reason why her ex took his life, if I'm not mistaken.
It was something along those lines. Before he dropped from her panel, Adrena had let us know that somebody that she was with took his life. And Slim said, and that's why you ain't been able to find a nigga ever since that nigga took his life.
Oh,
That's what he said.
I had it wrong.
So I do feel like there is two people, and I know you did have the beginning of this live, you feel me, regarding Slim or whatever, but I feel like if Adrena and Poetic might have anything to say or check on them, we could definitely run that part of it as well, because he definitely said some crazy shit to them too over the past couple days.
Yeah, absolutely. It just that I actively heard, and probably still going on, FO, we talking about Slim's condition, and I'm just like, I'm hearing the conversation. I didn't know what happened in AJ Live today, so to hear that, it's like we had three things that's going on at once. You said you went on live, they're talking about the mental health, they're talking about the alcoholism, so I'm like, yo, listen, I feel like something bad getting ready to happen. Do we just turn a blind eye, not say nothing? And if we do just step back, it was, okay. Braid, there was a video sent to me that said, Bella, just because you're silent doesn't mean you're innocent. Just because you say nothing doesn't mean that you're not a part of the problem. So it's like, so we don't get involved, we're wrong. We try to intervene, but there's nothing else we can do. Like, Braid, I don't think people understand what I'm literally saying. We step back, do nothing, as Miss Unbiased just said. Don't engage with him, don't acknowledge him, just pretty much just put him on an island, and then whenever it happen. Is Messy Talk ready to see that wave of people feeling like, okay, so y'all saw he was in a predicament and y'all didn't do enough? Are y'all ready to see that play out if that is the road that is headed to? I'm so
Like
serious.
it's which the perspective you're coming from is kind of like with a little bit of PTSD with it because you caught some strays with that other situation. So I feel like you're coming from the side of silence is complicit. You feel me? Being silent is complicit with it. So I understand where you are coming from. I understand all sides of it too. And I think it's going to really boil down to what is on your heart. You feel me? You as a human and individually, because a lot of this shit is the internet. Who gives a fuck what motherfuckers are saying? It's the internet and we're grown. All of us have the ability to not get on this bitch if it's too much. If Slim think it's too much, he can get the fuck off. If the internet is doing too much talking shit, you can get the fuck off. So it's like up to you. What are you going to be able to live with? If you feel like you want to help and you don't want to be silent, do something about it. If you feel like you don't want any parts of it and you want to do that other thing, then do just that. But fuck the internet and fuck these opinions. I don't give a fuck what these hoes got to say.
Bella, I came up earlier just to say you have to set your own boundaries and your own limitations because even with myself in the healthcare field, I see people come up repeated times over and over again, almost dying from alcoholism. And every time they come in, they say they're going to quit drinking. Within 3 weeks, they're back up there again. There's nothing that we can do until they want to help themselves. And do I feel bad for them? Yes. But I cannot do anything. So I know my boundary and limitations are that I can provide care for them while they're there. But I feel bad for them. But at the same time, I can't be blamed if something happens to them. I have a family member who I love dearly, and I have all the resources in the world, and I give them all the resources in the world, but I can't make them do anything. So if something happens to that person and they die tomorrow, is it my fault? No. And people will probably judge me and say, Michelle, you take care of all these people, but you're not even taking care of your own family member. I can't make them. And that's what you have to understand about TikTok. You can't make him do anything. And I know there's people out there that are going to say horrible things about me, but I'm trying to tell people you cannot force somebody to do something they're not willing to do. Offer the resources, set your boundaries because it's going to make you sick trying to make someone do something they're not ready to do. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overthink this. Do what you know is right and then keep moving. That's all you can do.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Hey, Bella. I want to say that I wanted to say exactly what Michelle just said, but I also wanted to say that we just had something very tragic happen last month, and a lot of people are still sensitive about it. And one thing about master manipulators is they look for people who have what you would call bleeding hearts, and they use that to excuse their behavior and garner sympathy to take the heat off their actions because now, oh, we're worried about their mental health. Now we're worried about what they might do. When in fact, they just don't want to be held accountable for the things that they have done. And I love you, Bella, but right now I feel like your emotions are playing into exactly what he would want. He wants you to care more about what he said about feeling, like he wants to self delete than what he's done. Nobody has spoken about the girl that he just exposed, her mental health, what she's going through. Nobody has been talking about that. They're only talking about the person who exposed her. What about what she's going through?
Okay,
So that's
so
just
honestly, I will have to just intercept and slightly say I disagree. There was not one live that I went to that didn't say he was fucked up for what he did. That did not say, yo, has anyone talked to Poetic? How she so I'm sorry, but I would have to say that is not true. There was plenty of people that was on his ass and could not for the life of them figure out why he would put that out there. So no, I disagree.
and yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying that a lot of times people who are manipulators use the I'll delete myself. I'll do this to myself. and nobody cares about what they've done or what they're doing. Now people are giving them sympathy because of course we want him here. Of course we don't want to see nothing bad happen to him. Any sane human wouldn't want to see something bad happen to somebody else. But it's like Trina said, what you've done is still what you've done. Even an unalivement. So it's like you can't take the heat off of what you did trying to, garner people's sympathy and play on their bleeding hearts. So I just wanted to say that.
Okay, Queen.
Bella, I understand what you're saying, but you know what? The sad part about what's going on right now, nobody is able to help Slim. Nobody's able to help Slim. Slim's going to have to need some professional help for a professional person to come in and help him. And I hope it's not a female, but a male, because right now he's attacking all women that he know of. You cannot help him. Nobody, whatever you say to him right now, he's not taking it in. He ain't taking nothing in. Only thing that he's doing is, I'm going to hurt this person, I'm going to hurt that person, I'm going to hurt this person. But he needs some professional help. Professional help. Not TikTok help. Professional help. Because whatever everybody's saying to him, it's going in one ear and out the other.
Bree.
Yeah, I agree with everyone's sentiment. This reminds me of a friend that I used to have. She was dating this man. He was very abusive, but every time that she would try to leave, he would claim that he'll attempt on his life, right? And so she'd take him back. He'd be okay for a little while, but then he'd go back to being abusive, doing all the things, right? Until finally she just decided to say the next time that he attempted or said that he would attempt, she called 911. She let them know that he needs to be on a suicide watch, and she put a restraining order out on him. At the end of the day, this is the issue, and I really want to. I'm just a comment cousin. I just be watching, but the difference between the situation with Rizzy and this situation is very different. In that, what they were upset about, or what they have a issue with Rizzy, was the exploitation. A lot of these clips were taken out of context, but that's what they were complaining about. They were saying that they were using her for money and all the other
Thank you
stuff.
so much.
Now, the situation with Slim, that's not the case. No one is exploiting him. No one they're literally responding to his abuse. That's all that is happening here. And then last thing is, in order to help anybody, they would have to care about your opinion. They would actually have to consider you an influence over them in some kind of way. Slim has made it very clear that he doesn't care that people see him as an ain't shit nigga. He's made it very clear. He's like, yeah, I ain't shit, so I don't give a... He doesn't care about none of us have any influence over Slim at all. So he's going to do what he wants to do. What the other person, I came up earlier to say what the other person said, which is to just not give him no air. Like he needs to go where he can be fed, and he cannot be fed on this app. At the end of the day, he is exploiting women. He's boring. I don't know. I'm sorry, but the man is boring. The only time that he ever gets numbers is if he is talking about women, whether it be Nitra, whether it be in this case I forgot her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Poetic, exactly. So the only thing about it is that this man is conquering by cock. Okay, the only thing that makes him even a modicum of interesting is who he's fucking at the time. And so at the end of the day, like, he just needs to go find somewhere to go. And I don't think it's no creator's responsibility to make sure he gets help. It's his. And at the end of the day, the same reason why I would never let one of my friends who's dealing with alcoholism drive my car, because I know that I cannot repair what they may damage, is the same reason why I do not believe that any creator should have him on his platform, on their platform, because you may not be able to fix what he damages by what he says on these panels. He used Erica to you get what I'm saying? Y'all watching it. Pay attention. This man is jumping from panel to panel to create a narrative, doesn't know what the fuck he's saying when they're pressing him for questions or he doesn't have any answers. Stop it. He's irrelevant. I'm sorry. He is. And at the end of the day, he just got to go figure out a new personality, put the bottle down, get some healing, and then come back a new person. But the way he's moving right now, I don't feel like nobody is responsible for how he's moving on this app. And that's just how I feel about it.
Okay, Bree. I just truly hope that energy is the same, God forbid, if that day come. I truly hope that the switch don't flip, and next thing you know, everybody a piece of shit for. I'm just saying.
Well, let me just say this though, Bella. I want you to know that the way that you're speaking on it is going to change the narrative as well. The fact that you are concerned, and I'm very happy that you are, that shows your heart, that shows what you're really on this app to do, is to uplift and help people. I get that. But I feel like there's no way that they can say that we caused this after all of what he's been doing in the streets, including what you're saying right here, right now. It's all being recorded. The bloggers got it. So people are advocating, and I'm going to just say this real quick. The way AJ handled it, because I was on that live, the way she handled it was perfect, pristine, girl. Loved it. What she did was, when he put that in the comments, she dropped him, and then she gave him the number for resources and said, you need to go seek help, but you cannot be on my panel with that. That's how you're supposed to handle that. Where no one is supposed to drag him, but we're like, hey, listen, dude, you sound like you need some help. Here's the number. Go out and reach for help, but you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. You need to look for professional help. How AJ handled it was perfect, which is why Drop is always on the wrong side of history anyway, because I don't know why she would do that shit. But anyway, perfect the way she handled it. I feel like it should be handled like that from now on. And I think the way that you're caring about it is great. I think you know what you're doing is advocating for his mental health. But at the end of the day, it's nobody's responsibility, including yours, that he gets help. It's only his.
I understand that completely. I'm glad this conversation played out the way it did. I just want to make sure the energy is the same, God forbid, if it does go in that direction. At this point, we're going to see it through now. It's none of our fault. What's done is done. And anything that happens, I want and pray that the energy stays the same. That's it.
Well, thanks for having me up. I love your show. I'm a big fan. I'm going to drop. Bye, Braid.
See you later, Bree. Love the intelligent ones. Bella, did you hear what happened on my panel when Slim came up and was asking questions and stuff, like when you could hear his daughter and stuff? Did you hear that? No. Slim came up on the panel yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. He popped up randomly, and in the background you could keep hearing his daughter. She ended up grabbing a lighter. He was drunk. He was very drunk. She ended up grabbing a lighter, and he's like, give me that lighter. So he's drunk, still trying to talk to us. She grabs something else. She banging on the table, banging on the table, banging on the table. Then he get mad and go off because apparently she flipped over his bottle of alcohol and spilt it everywhere. So with that, and if that's not a situation where it's like, I'm drunk, I'm watching my daughter, he said the mom was gone, and his main concern was getting the bottle because she flipped over the bottle. It's like to that extent. So what is going to make a motherfucker change if not that alone? Yeah, a 1-year-old baby.
So now that we've been made aware of the situation, I'm going to take the advice and do absolutely nothing.
I think that's the wrong answer for you. I think for you,
why would that be the wrong answer for me? If